And welcome back to Backspace Academy. Throughout this course we're going to be using a lot of different AWS services, and normally that would incur a cost. So I'm going to talk about the AWS free tier, and what that does, it allows us for a period of 12 months after we first sign up for an AWS account, it allows us to use a lot of these services that we're going to be using throughout the course, to use those for free within certain limits. Now, the AWS free tier, it's designed to enable you to get hands-on experience in using the cloud, and it enables you to do that for free for a period of 12 months. Now, with anything, there's going to be terms and conditions. There's going to be limits within which you have to operate. So it's going to be valid for 12 months after you sign up for AWS. So that means that if your account is already 12 months old, you're not going to be able to take advantage of the 12 months free tier. And also some of the services are even less than 12 months. Some of them are only 2 months, for example. So if you've got an old account and you're going to use one of these services, you might get a bit of a surprise at the end of the month on your bill. Usage limits apply. If you want to create the next Facebook using the free tier, that's not going to happen. So this is for small instances and small services for R&D purposes mainly. It's not available for all services, but you can get more information on what is available at aws.amazon.com/free. Now, within the compute category, the services that we'll be looking at mostly in this course and will be on the free tier will be EC2, Lambda, and Elastic Load Balancing. So the thing to look at there with EC2 is that you're going to get 750 hours per month of Linux or Windows, and that's going to be on a T2 micro instance. So if you run a T2 micro for a month and you're on the 12-month sign up and that's the only instance you're running, then you will get that for free. One thing to consider though, obviously if you go for a bigger instance, you're going to be paying for that. But also if you go for a smaller instance, if you go for a nano, you're still going to have to pay for that. So this is only for one specific instance type, being the T2 micro. In the storage area, again, we've got some good services there that we'll be taking advantage of on the free tier. We've got Amazon S3, Elastic File Service, we've got CloudFront we'll be using in the next section, and Amazon EBS, which we'll be using in the EC2 section. And that all of those are available for free within limits, and those limits there will be on the Amazon web page. I'm not going to read that out to you here. It's all available on the AWS web page, and it is updating regularly, but that expires after 12 months after sign up. Now, we have a range of database services that are available on the free tier, but we need to be careful when we're using these because some of them don't go for 12 months, some of them only go for 2 months, and some of them, like with EC2, they only work on a T2 micro instance. They don't work on a nano instance. So you need to be aware of that. So with RDS, again, like with EC2, that's for a T2 micro instance. It's not for a smaller instance or a bigger instance. So make sure that you use a T2 micro if you want to get it on the free tier. Another thing to consider there is when you look at these expensive databases like Amazon Redshift, that is only available for 2 months after sign up. So if your account is already 2 months old, you've missed the boat on that one. Or if it's 1 month old, you want to be very careful when you stop and start that instance, because this is a very expensive service, Amazon Redshift. It's an enterprise scale service. So you don't want to run that just for R&D purposes unless you're getting it on that free tier. In the application services, they operate a little bit differently on the AWS free tier in that they don't expire at the end of that 12-month period. So when we look at these services that we're looking at here for SES, SQS and SWF that we'll be using within this course, those services won't expire after the 12-month free tier. They'll still be free within those limits. So those limits you can see there for SES are 62,000 outbound messages, and you can see there for SQS and simple workflow service as well. So provided you stay within those limits, you're fine, and you don't have to worry about what happens after the 12-month free tier term expires. And the last one we just look at there are the management tools that we'll be using is CloudWatch. So again, that has limits to within which we have to operate, and that doesn't expire after the 12-month free term. But AWS Trusted Advisor, that will expire, the free offer there of 4 best practice checks. That will expire after 12-month period is up. So if you want to use a Trusted Advisor, make sure you do that within the first 12 months of signing up. Okay, so what happens after 12 months? You've had your account, you've gone through this course and you're still using it, and your 12 months has expired, and you really just don't want to keep paying for it. You just don't want to have another bill to keep track of and that sort of thing. So what you can do is, if you just want to keep an account available just for R&D purposes, you can create another AWS account using a different email address and then link that to your main account using consolidated billing. And that will set that up as a child account. So you still just have one bill that you'll be paying for through your main account, but this second account that you've created will enable you to continue to use the AWS free tier, provided you do everything within that new account. On your old account, your main account, that will still be expired as far as the free tier is concerned. So that's a way to kind of keep on going if you want to just keep playing around with AWS without having to absorb a big bill at the end of each month. So again, if you want to find out more, just go to the Amazon website, aws.amazon.com, and go to /free, and you'll see what the latest news is on the free tier, because it is changing regularly. I'll see you in the next lessons.